Hey guys, Matt Myers here with Flippers Diving. I am down in Tulum, Mexico in my hotel room getting ready to pack up and head home. And I had a lot of people really surprised that I showed up down here with my Genesis 3.1. How the heck do you travel with a scooter of this size and with the battery? So that's number one, that's the reason I got the 3.1. It is fully airline compliant. It's easy to fly with. And I'm going to show you the proper way to do it. So if you've got a 3.1 or you're considering getting one, how easy is this thing to transport from A to B using the airline? So I flew out of Orlando direct to Cancun. No issues. Of course, our friends at TSA did look inside my bag to see what the heck is this thing, but I was well prepared. So first off, if you've got a 3.1, you want to get this bag from Logic Dive Gear. The guys that make Genesis, this is the perfect thing to transport this scooter in. This weighs about 40 pounds. I don't remember the specs off the top of my head, but about a 40-pound scooter. You got a 50-pound bag limit. This is a nice lightweight bag. It's basically full of custom cutout foam. So that scooter is locked dead center in the middle of this and has plenty of padding all around. You actually end up a few pounds under 50 pounds. You can pack a wetsuit or maybe some dry suit undergarments or some clothing in there to get you up to the 50. So make sure you get that. When John at Genesis created this, he created a very detailed instruction manual. And if you don't read the manual, you're going to have problems. He says in the very beginning, the first couple sentences of the manual says, I did not create a scooter that is idiot-proof. I created a fantastic scooter that performs well, but you better read the freaking manual because you will screw something up. So print off a copy of the manual so you've got one, and then he's also got some really great documents to print off and put inside of your case so that when TSA opens it up, they know exactly what they're dealing with. First off, there's a letter that explains exactly what this thing is, and the wording is really important. If you read through his information, I'm happy to send this to anyone. He talks about what words you should and shouldn't use when you are describing a device like this. Secondly, printed off on the back side here, I've got the Declaration of Conformity. This basically says what is this thing in terms of electrical components and batteries, so that they can see it's airline compliant. And then we've got the basically the Genesis spec and cell sheet, so they can see what this thing is, all the details, watt hours of batteries, and everything else. And then in the actual instruction manual, this thing will walk you through exactly how to take this apart, and more importantly, how to disconnect the batteries so you don't cause any issues when you go to put this thing back together once you've arrived at your destination. So first thing you're going to do is you're actually going to remove the handle. So I've already done that here. It's just 4 screws. The screws are different lengths. So when you take a screw out, put that screw right back into the exact same hole. If you mix them up, you're liable to cause damage. If you use one that's too long for the hole that it's going into, you're going to puncture the shroud. So put the screws back in for transport. Just use your fingers to tighten them in. Again, you don't want them penetrating that shroud. The actual handle normally has a zip tie around this strut right here. Remove the zip tie, and then I usually wrap this in a little hand towel, and I'm going to tuck it inside behind the propeller. To do that, pull the propeller off. Okay, I'll show you how to do that here in just a moment. The more important part is the hull and the battery. So I've already pulled the little strips out of the side, securing the hull. Just going to pull that off, set it aside. To package the bottom end up, you're going to pull the propeller off. Just pull that straight out. You're going to take your maybe a little rag or a little hand towel and just kind of wrap to protect the electronics. And I'm also doing this because I want to protect my propeller so I'm not leaving nicks or scratches in that thing. And I'm just going to tuck it in here inside the shroud. Okay, use a little masking tape to secure it or a zip tie or whatnot. And then take your propeller, slide it back in. There you go. So now that is secure and safe inside, it's protected. Okay? Set that aside. Now the important part, the batteries. So airline regulations are that you cannot travel with any battery pack that is more than 100 watt hours. So if you haven't looked at your Genesis battery pack yet, when you go to pull this out, you need to be really careful. This is where you're most likely to cause damage to your Genesis. This wire here, you got to get it a couple inches out of the tube. pinch and remove the wire, and then pull it the rest of the way out. When you go to put it back in, make sure you note where this wire is so you don't screw it up. Okay, then we've got our battery pack. So each of these trays is about, I think it's 94 or 96 watt hours of battery in each tray. All we are doing is disconnecting each of the trays, but there is a sequence you must follow, or again, you are gonna screw up your Genesis. So, taking a look here, I'll give you guys a close-up. These wires are numbered. If you kind of flip it down and look on the bottom side, at least on mine, the numbers are kind of on the bottom. 9 through 1. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I need to disconnect these wires in that order. I'm going to do that. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There will be a zip tie or a couple zip ties holding this wire bundle together. You need to carefully clip and remove the zip ties. When you put it all back together again, go ahead and zip tie that together so that no damage occurs when you're sliding this thing in and out of the hull. So I've removed all my connectors here, the numbered ones. Step number 2 is I'm going to disconnect this plug that has the big red and black wires on it. And then lastly, I'm going to unplug these yellow plugs. There's 9 of them. So you're basically removing this whole wiring harness here. So this, I take in separate and I take that in my carry-on. That way, there is no way on earth they can say that these are linked or there's any way that all these batteries are going to get connected together during your flight, okay? These connectors, just kind of stick them so that they're nice and inside and protected, and then we're just going to slide it back into the hull. The whole scooter reassembled, so battery pack into the hull back on top onto the motor portion. Go ahead and put the locking strips in and cover them with that little EDPM band so that somebody in TSA doesn't see the tips of these and decide to get creative and pull this thing apart, okay? If you do that, you should have no issues. When you get back, or when you get to where you're going, you are going to assemble it in the opposite order that we just did. So really important, guys, read the instruction manual. You saw me disconnect these from 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When I put it back together again, I'm gonna do everything in the reverse order. First I put this on, plug in all the yellows, then I plug in that master wire there, the red and the black, then I connect all these numbered connections starting at 1 going to 9. So if you guys got any questions, let me know. If you want these documents, I'll certainly make them available to you. Just shoot me an email, flippersdiving@gmail.com, and I'll shoot them right over to you. If you are interested in a Genesis DPV, call me up. I'm always happy to talk, and hey, maybe we can even do a test drive. Thanks, guys. Good luck traveling. We'll see you back in the States.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. I want to throw a couple of extra thoughts in here, or at least a couple of precautionary words. So first off, here's some footage from one of our dives. We'll have a video coming out here in a couple of weeks. This is Takbeha doing a scooter dive down to the LSD line. Anyway, about traveling with scooters, just first off, guys, you are traveling at your own risk. So if you lose your scooter, somebody steals it, TSA takes it, the Mexicans take it, whatever, don't call me up. I can't help. Just trying to pass along the experience that I've had. TSA can remove any item at any time for whatever reason they want to. I had another piece of baggage with a keg of sorb in it, and it got confiscated even though it was totally compliant for flying on the airline. So I guess I got lucky with the scooter, who knows. One thing I did do was I put an air tag in the nose of my Genesis. So if that thing goes missing, walking somewhere else, I will at least know how I can track it down and find it. The other thing is, when we got, this is Mexico specific, when we got to customs, the guys, the Mexican dudes at customs there were very, very interested in the equipment that I had, and specifically wanted to look inside this bag at the scooter. They're gonna ask you how much it's worth. I flat out lied to them and told them it was worth $1,000. And they pretty much let me pack it up and move along my way. And some research I did before I got to Mexico was professionals traveling with expensive equipment, like things that are worth thousands of dollars, kind of like this Genesis DPV. If you are a professional, you can get taxed on this equipment that you were bringing into their country. I am not a professional because I am not taking the equipment to Mexico for professional purposes like making a documentary or National Geographic or whatever, right? I'm just going there on vacation and I'm having fun. So if you get into this conversation, you need to be very adamant and clear that I am on vacation. I am bringing this as a pleasure item, just like all of my other scuba gear. Yes, it has some value, but I'm not here making money in this country. If you are making money, there's a completely separate process that you have to follow. I can't remember the name of it. It's kind of like a passport, basically. You are paying for a license to bring really expensive crap into the country, use it, and then be able to bring it back. It all has to be documented. It's a super big process. So if you are not doing professional stuff, kind of like me, I'm just going there and have fun. Stick with the fun route, okay? So please travel at your own risk. Hope you guys enjoy some of the videos that we've been creating. Got a lot more cave diving videos coming as we move into the winter season. And I'll have 3 videos specific coming from our Mexico trip. Sadly, my camera is shooting all of the videos and it is mounted on my Genesis. So you pretty much don't get to see the Genesis in action. You're going to see my buddies with their rental scooters that they paid out the yin yang for. So is what it is, but man, enjoyed the trip, had a great time, and thank you again for watching the videos. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. We're doing all kinds of stuff from lionfish hunting to cave diving to you name it, and trying to pass along some information, tips, and tricks to you guys as we go. So thanks again.